Aloneness is to see that alone. To see that alone is love. As we are configured, as the mind is conditioned, it only works in differences. It works only in differences. It looks at nothing but the differences. Its very world exists because of differences. It perceives something as something because the thing is different from its neighbor. So the wall is wall because it is not the sky. It has to be different. But the more differences you see, the more frustrated you will be. And that's the whole issue with the intellect. The more intellectual you are, the more you can see the differences. Because you will go deeper and deeper into what the world is, and the deeper you go, you only find differences. That's your normal mind. And then there is a religious mind. It has started seeing the oneness behind the differences. The normal mind goes into a clothes shop and it sees all kinds of differences. Have you not seen it as women who can identify 45 different shades of red? And there are colors for each shade. So there is blood red. Then there is the blood of the chicken, so chicken blood red. Then there is the blood of the goat, so goat blood red. Such eyes. Even in red they can see diversity. And they'll be highly displeased. This was not the exact shade that I wanted. The recipe for frustration. The shade will change. One exposure to sun and the shade will change. What will you do? And how does a mystic look at clothes? He says, forget about shades of the same color. Even different colors do not matter. Ultimately, I know what is this shop all about. This is about material to cover the body. What is the difference? There is no difference. There is no difference between this and that. How does it matter whether you wear this or whether you wear that? There is no difference. He sees no differences. Even among things that are seemingly very, very different, the mystic will not see any difference. He will not see any difference, for example, between a rock and a fruit. Because ultimately both are products of duality. Ultimately both are products of duality. And in that sense, both are an illusion. What is the difference? And I'm giving you an indication. The more you live in a world of differences, the more corrupted you are. Have you not seen people? They cannot eat if there is this much of extra salt. They'll be able to notice, no, there is something missing. I want my milk just at the right temperature. And they'll say, this is an expression of my individuality. This is an expression of a foolishness. To the mystic, it doesn't matter. Have you not heard of that story? So a woman once called a saint to her house. The saint went there and she cooked 40 different kinds of meals for him. And there was this great spread that was laid out. And he sat and he looked at all that. And he put everything together, clumped into one and ate it. Other woman was very disappointed. She said, you see, I cooked so many different dishes. And you just... Yeah. He said, food is food. Food is food. I see no differences. And then he said, by the way, the Rajma was a little more spicy. If you want to know, yes, I tasted everything. But actually, I see no differences. It doesn't matter to me. That is also called as sambhav. Heat and cold, one. Pleasure and pain, one. Pajama or trousers, one. Day or night, one. What is the difference? What is the difference?
So the variety that we see all around us in the nature also, ये भी सब एक भ्रम है.
Obviously. It's not actually out there. It's in here.
Just the reflection.
It's in here. And if something changes in your, let's say you are colorblind, a lot of that variety will vanish. Colorblind people do not see as much variety as you do. For them, yellow and blue might be just the same. It's all in here. And if your senses are alerted a little bit more, then you will see all the more variety. Every angstrom of difference in wavelength of light will be a new color. Then you will not say that the rainbow has just 7 colors. You will say rainbow has 7,000 colors. And actually there are 7,000 colors in the rainbow. It's just that you can see only 7.
So there are 45 shades we were talking about of red. Even there are more than that.
So good, figure out. Even more. Don't be so particular. All this thing about diversity and all, what does it lead to? Diversity leads to choice. Choice is an expression of ego. Please look into the matter. The more diversity you will see, the more you will have the power to exercise choice. When you go to a restaurant and he keeps that elaborate menu in front of you, what do you have? Choice.
So more limited.
It's all okay. It's all okay. Don't give me the menu. Go to the restaurant and tell him, bring whatever you like. Try that.
It will be going further in the stand there, like what?
Extremely specific. And people are particular about such wonderful things. The brand of the lip gloss. No other brand will work. The particular perfume they have to use. No other perfume will do. Don't you see? What is this? All particularness is rubbish. one particular dish, one particular wife. Even among kids, one particular son. So there are three, one particular son. Hey, who is your favorite mystic? Mine is Bulle Shah. That's the kind of life we lead. Even there we make choices. And you go to these communities, the online communities, you'll often find there is a Bulle Shah community, and you will find people comparing Bulle Shah with other mystics and declaring that Bulle Shah is superior. No, what is this?
तड़प गए होंगे वो लोग अपनी कब्र में, क्या खोरा.
When you meet someone, what do you want to know? You want to know the particulars about him. Don't you see that? Don't you see that? What's your age? What's your address? Father's name. In fact, in order to particularize, you give names to people. Otherwise, what's the point in giving names? A dog is a dog, but the day it becomes a pet dog, you give it a name. Don't you? Till the time it is not a pet dog, it is just a dog, and all dogs are dogs. But the moment it becomes your object of attraction, you give it a name. So deeply stupid we are. You go in front of somebody and you say, how am I looking in this dress? The fellow says, fine. You go and change your dress and you say, how am I looking in this one? He says, fine. You say, you are not interested in me. Is that not so? And don't you do that? Aren't you ashamed? The fellow is just saying everything is alright. But for you, choices must be there. You must exercise choice. And if he exercises a choice and he says, you are not alright, and I am choosing you out, what will happen to you? It's all okay. Favorite weather, favorite hill station. And what will happen? The weather will change. Whenever you are attracted to one end of duality, you are inviting suffering. Weather will change. The age will change. The face will change. To see that alone is love. Whenever you will see diversity, you will hate the opposite of what you are attracted to. Love can only be in unqualified acceptance. This or that, both are okay. Because both are that alone. Both ends are that alone. The fruit is that and the rock is that. The wall is that and the sky is that. red is that and blue is that. Who am I to choose? Who am I to choose? And that is love. And that is love. Who am I to choose?